What's up, guys? Conspiracy theories are very interesting and is a very popular topic that floods the search engines on the daily. With that being said, it is easy to dismiss conspiracy theories as unhinged beliefs held by a small number of paranoid idiots. But that seriously underestimates them, don't you think? Understand this. Belief in conspiracy theories is widespread and goes deeper than the baseless opinions or ideologies that some people think, but more so, it is the product of normal human psychology and is extremely influential. However, it could be quite dangerous for some who cannot distinguish fact from fiction or reality from fantasy. Let's jump straight into this video where we'll be looking and discussing the top 5 most popular conspiracy theories that have plagued the internet. Number 5. The Earth is actually flat. In 2017, Flat Earth International Conference featured speakers such as Mark Sargent, who runs the Flat Earth Clues YouTube series and has enjoyed the leading role in Netflix's Behind the Curve, a documentary about flat earthers. Sargent claims that the world is flat and a soundstage under a dome, sort of like the Truman Show. Although there is not extensive polling on how many people think the Earth is flat, there is extensive evidence that young people are more likely to believe this case. The basic idea of the movement is right there in its name. The Earth is flat and not a globe. The actual layout of the Earth varies amongst people, especially the flat earthers, but majority seem to believe that the Earth is a flat disk with an ice wall around it. Although it can be quite easy to have a good laugh about the flat earth theory, which theorists themselves accidentally debunked in Behind the Curve, this kind of belief can be a harbinger of extreme science skepticism about real world issues and implications, such as vaccines and other controversial issues. What do you think? Number 4. Princess Diana's death was no accident. When Princess Diana, the royal, beautiful young outsider known as the People's Princess, was killed in a car crash in Paris in 1997, 1 year after her divorce from Prince Charles, who is now King Charles, conspiracies immediately abounded. The specifics vary, but the crux of Diana related theories is this: the car accident that killed her was no accident. At the time of her death, she was dating prominent Dodi Fayed, an Egyptian film producer who died in the limo alongside her. It is claimed that Dodi was supposedly planning to propose to Diana the night of the accident. In a court statement, Dodi's father said that they were killed because the monarchy couldn't stand the thought of Diana and Prince Charles' sons, heirs to the British throne, having a stepfather who was an Egyptian, and more so, a Muslim. Dodi's father also claimed Diana was pregnant at the time of the crash, though the coroner who examined Diana said she was not. Another theory is that the limo driver, Henry Paul, who was apparently drunk at the time of the accident, intentionally crashed the car. Because Paul was head of security at the Ritz Hotel, where the couple had previously just departed from, conspiracy theorists believe he might have been on the payroll of National Intelligence Services that wanted Diana dead. Other theorists believe that Diana's medical care after the crash was deliberately sabotaged. For the conspiracy theorists in the US, this idea rose from the differences between French and American approaches to emergency care. In France, protocol dictates that emergency medical personnel attempt to stabilize a patient before transferring to the hospital. In the US, getting to the hospital is the first priority. Because Diana was treated at the scene and not immediately rushed to the nearest hospital, some think this is proof that she was actually killed. What do you think? Number 3. Area 51 and aliens. Area 51, believed by some to be an alien-related private property, is owned by government and located roughly 70 miles away from Las Vegas. It is popular due to its secrecy surrounding its purpose. It is closed off to the public and guarded by guards 24/7. Area 51 is surrounded by a group of mountains in the middle of the Nevada desert. People are forbidden to walk anywhere near it, and signs of trespassing will have you chased down by guards and arrested. Conspiracy theories about Area 51 began around the 1950s and are still being contemplated today. Some of these conspiracy theories surrounding Area 51 include that the government is hiding alien beings inside, as well as the moon landing was actually a hoax and was filmed at said Area 51. Most beliefs surrounding Area 51 have been proven to be false by the government, but some people still question whether the government is being completely honest about the purpose of Area 51. You can't really blame them because on the 25th of June 2013, after a Freedom of Information Act request, the government decided to officially acknowledge Area 51 for the first time. What do you think? Number 2. 9/11 was an inside job. In a series of coordinated terror attacks, nearly 3,000 people lost their lives during the events of September 11, 2001, with thousands more injured and over 2,000 first responders eventually losing their lives due to the illnesses related to their time working at Ground Zero. On that fall day in 2001, Americans watched, stunned as two planes hit the Twin Towers in New York City, while a third struck the Pentagon in Washington and a fourth crashed into a field outside Shanksville, Pennsylvania. September 11 took its place in history as the date of the most deadly foreign attack on American soil, surpassing Pearl Harbor. Maybe it's because of the scale of loss that nearly 3,000 people could be killed within a few hours on a sunny September morning, or because of the lies that have been told to the American people to sell them on the endless wars that followed the attacks. But the subject of 9/11 has always been a playground for conspiracy theorists. One of the most prevalent theories is that the administration of President George W. Bush did 9/11, or at least knew about it and let it happen because the administration wanted to go to war in Afghanistan and Iraq for oil. Many 9/11 theories branch out of the core conspiracy that 9/11 was an inside job. The proof? Supposedly the Twin Towers could only have collapsed the way they did as a result of controlled demolition. Another favorite among conspiracy theorists is that the Pentagon was not hit by a plane but by a missile. A number of prominent figures on the right, including Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, have peddled conspiracy theories about 9/11. According to State InfoWars radio host Alex Jones is one of the earliest and most influential 9/11 conspiracy theorists and has helped the idea gain ground. Just a tip, if you find yourself in a crowd with Greene and Jones, it may be time to rethink a few things, if you catch my drift. We have finally come to our number 1 of the day, and this conspiracy has been ranked the most popular conspiracy of all time. It's none other than human cloning. Have you ever considered or noticed sometimes certain celebrities seem ever so slightly off? Maybe it's an hidden beauty mark or the fact that their eyelids have begun to blink sideways. You can feel in your heart that something just is not right. That's because your darling idol could be dead, or so conspiracists believe. But how do we know this? Why would anyone let this happen? And am I okay? Are you okay? As far as the first two are concerned, a man named Donald Marshall has the answers, or so he claims. The latter is anyone's guess. As he revealed on Facebook in 2011, Donald Marshall, a clone himself, is an otherwise normal guy who just had some bad luck of finding himself in a so-called cloning station run by, drumroll, none other than the late Queen Elizabeth. When Marshall was born, his family was already living in the clone center. Yet in all his writings and interviews, he never specifies exactly why his family lived in this clandestine Illuminati palace in the first place. Details, details. Don't worry though, because before your favorite celebrities were apparently killed, they were cloned. Which means that unlike Paul McCartney, who simply was replaced by a lookalike, countless incarnations of your dearly departed could be walking amongst us for centuries to come. The basics of Donald's story goes. During his time at the cloning station, Marshall discovered that the entire operation is run by a collective consisting of the Freemasons, a group society called the Frill Society, and of course, Scientologists. This secret society supergroup is what we know today as the ever-elusive Illuminati. Members of the Illuminati, which naturally include all the G20 leaders, typically meet in subterranean bunkers, the very same bunkers that, according to Marshall, house that highly lucrative network of celebrity cloning farms. The cloning part of the operation didn't actually start until sometime after World War II, at which some point, Marshall explains in his Facebook post, the political people started bringing movie stars and musicians there to hang around with him. They can control members' memory, allowing whoever they feel to remember and who will remain oblivious, and even though you might not remember it, it apparently still damages you. So does that mean every celebrity that we see is actually a clone suffering under the late Queen Elizabeth's barbarous rules? Of course not. Not even the Queen Mother had the capability or capacity to make that many celebrity doubles. But are most celebrities Illuminati clones? Almost certainly yes. Wow, that still remains up for debate according to your favorite conspiracy theorists. What's your thoughts? Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of our top 5 videos. Hope to see you soon.